Hi everyone, welcome to DIY Ideas. So today I'm showing you how you can make this lovely bag, and you can see I made it out of bought leather and some fabric here on top as well for the pocket. I also did a zipper on here, and I don't have an inside fabric in my case, so on the inside you can basically see the same piece of fabric from the other side because the leather is pretty thick, so I didn't need anything else. So this isn't a huge bag. As you can see, it's a really nice handbag or even purse, but yeah, you can of course adjust the size depending on what you like, but I'll show you the smaller size just in case you're a beginner and still trying things out, just so you make a small one, and then if you like the size and shape and the project, you can of course expand this into a much bigger one. So yeah, I'm gonna show you what we need, how we're gonna do this, and yeah, let's get started. So you're gonna need a couple more things, and you can see here I have my fabric on the side. The type that you want to choose is completely up to you. So inside and outside fabric, of course, then an iron, some pins, and if you're using leather and don't want to punch holes in it, you can of course use clothespins and similar stuff like that. Then some of these so that you can make the strap that goes around your shoulder. And then some scissors, of course, and a zipper. Okay, so this is going to be, it's going to seem complicated, but it's really not. So basically we have a circle here because we're doing a circular shape, and we have here fought leather. So you can of course use any other kind of sturdy fabric. I do recommend that it's a bit sturdier because your bag is going to look nicer for a longer period of time, even if you wear it a lot with you. So yeah, the size of the circle is completely up to you. I'm not gonna say a size, or yeah, my size isn't the only size that you can do. So yeah, you can pretty much do this any way you like, or take another object like a plate or something that already has a circle shape and then just draw or make your own circle. So that's completely up to you. So we have the front and back piece, and then I'm making an optional pocket in the front. So here I basically made the entire circle once again, and I left a little bit more fabric here on top, as you can see, because this is going to fold inwards a little bit so that it looks nicer in the end and has a very neat seam. So yeah, you can of course do this if you want, or you don't have to, so that's completely optional, the size and the shape of it as well, but I'm just showing you the simplest version that you can do. So yeah, we're basically just going to connect this all together. When it's a bit thicker, you need to be a little bit more careful with the fabric, but apart from that, it's actually pretty simple to do, just like with any other type of fabric. So what you need to have is your circumference, which is basically the length of the circle on its outside. And then when you have that, when you measure that or calculate it, you're going to take that, and that's the length of the band that's actually going to build your side. So the width is of course up to you, so you can make this very thick or not very narrow, so that's completely up to you. This is just a recommendation from me. Then just think about the stitches that you're going to have, so they are going to take up a little bit of space or a little bit of your fabric, so it's going to be a little bit less than what you cut out. So the width is completely up to you. As I said, I'm going to show you mine. So I have here 10 centimeters. You can do more or less. And then the length is basically the circumference of our circle. So that's going to be the bottom piece. And then the top piece that you want to do, you're going to calculate pretty easily. So you want the same width, but basically divided in half, so you're having two pieces that are actually the same width together, of course. So one is half of the width of the main piece, because that's where our zipper is going to be in the middle, so that's why we need the two pieces so that it looks good and we have a space for our zipper, of course. So yeah, of course, always add about 1 to 2 centimeters more so that you have enough room for all of the stitches and it all still looks nice and well adjusted to the other pieces. And yeah, I always added with this 10 centimeter piece, of course, I did have the 1.5 centimeter on each side where I'm gonna do the stitches. So that's what we always do, just to have enough room. Okay, So now that's the basic section, the main section of the bag, and then we're gonna need other pieces as well, the smaller ones, basically to hide this ending of the zipper. So I just have this lighter fabric on here, and I do want to hide this basically end part of my zipper because I do want the metal one, but just the end is going to be covered like this. So yeah, it's going to be super simple. You can of course choose the width on here as well, but I'm basically just going to fold it in half and then push it inside like this, and I'm going to do stitches on both sides, and that's pretty much it. It's a really cool trick to keep everything in place and keep the ugly parts hidden as well. You can of course make this shorter, so you can fold this, or you can make it even bigger if you'd like. So let's see how much I have here. 7 times 5 centimeters, and we're doing that for the top and the bottom as well, so 2 pieces total. So this is going to make everything look a little bit neater, and I'll show you later exactly what I mean in case this sounds a little bit confusing for now. So then we're going to need 2 more pieces, and I'll show you, these are actually for the D-rings that we have. So that's for the strap that we want on the outside so that you can take it with you. And yeah, of course, we're gonna fold these in half as well, pretty side on pretty side this time, and then do a stitch across, and then we're gonna turn it inside out and do the ring around, or push the ring, push the fabric through the ring, sorry. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna do with the D-rings. So in my case, the size that I chose is 25 or 2.5 centimeters here, and I'm of course matching the size of my fabric for that. So I'm doing about 2 centimeters, a little bit less, but you can of course adjust, just don't make it bigger than your ring actually is. So you see here that it looks nice together and it's gonna fit. So yeah, you're gonna need these 2 times, of course, for the 2 rings on both the left and the right side. And yeah, you can try it out already, just fold it in half and push it through to see if it looks nice, and that's pretty much all you're gonna need. So that's, as far as this section of the D-rings go, that's all you're gonna need. The next thing you're gonna need is of course for the clasp on the other side. So that's a carabiner, and here you can see I again have the same size, so it's again 2.5 centimeters on here, and we're of course doing also so these sizes matched with the fabric, and yeah, that's pretty much all you're gonna do. These are a little bit longer, of course, because this is the actual strap or handle or whatever you want to call it, but yeah, you can make this longer or shorter. If you're pretty ambitious, then you can even do this adjusting section in the middle, and then you can have an adjustable size or length of your strap, so you can make it longer or shorter. But if you're a beginner, let's keep it simple for now. Okay, so we're gonna do the little pieces first. We're gonna prep them so that we have them done, and that way everything looks nice and neat and it's easy to put together in the end. Okay, so we have here the 2 smaller pieces for the D-ring, the 2 straps, and the 2 zipper pieces as well. So I'm gonna start with the straps right away, and I'm basically gonna take one of these, fold them in half across the longer side, pretty side on pretty side, as you can see, and then just do a regular straight stitch across. I completely forgot to mention the safety pin, but this is going to make your turning inside out so much easier, so I do recommend doing it with it. So this is easier because you can obviously feel the safety pin a lot easier than the fabric itself when you're turning it inside out. Okay, good. So now we turn this inside out, and what we want to do is just make the stitch basically stay wherever we want to by simply ironing over it. So just put it the way you want it and then basically iron over it. You can do it in the middle or on the side. That's completely up to you. Okay, so now after you ironed, you can just check and see if everything looks good. And then optionally, if you want to, you can just do a regular straight stitch on top to keep it a little bit flatter and neater. So you can see the effect that we get. It's basically a lot neater, and this way everything stays in place and it's not gonna get weird after you wear it a couple of times. So now we want our carabiner, and we're just going through. There we go. And then you want to fold one more time just to keep everything neat. So the open edge is going this way. I'll show you. So basically fold it 2 times so that it looks nicer. There we go. And then all that we're gonna do is just stitch over here a couple of times to make this stay in place and not go anywhere. So yeah, just take your time. It's a little bit thicker, but it is definitely doable. Okay, so now we're done with this section. I just connected these two to keep them neater, but this is of course going to change as we work on the project. And yeah, we're going to move this to the side because we're done with it for now. So now we have the 2 smaller pieces that are going to go with the D-rings. So we're again going to fold them pretty side on pretty side, and we're again basically doing a straight stitch along the longer side. So both pieces, just a regular straight stitch, nothing special across this side. So after the turning inside out, you can see that I also ironed over this. You can optionally do the extra stitch on here, but you don't have to, or just push it through the D-ring, and then what you can do is basically keep it together with a pin, which is what I'm gonna do. And then when you're satisfied with the way it looks, just put it to the side and we're gonna use it later. Okay, so the zipper pieces we're again folding like this, and we're doing the 2 sides here. So not the longer side, but the 2 smaller sides on both pieces. So the left and the right on here. Okay, so now that we have this done, it looks like a little pocket, and all we're going to do is basically push the end of the zipper to the inside. So of course I did the size as I wanted it. You can do more or less depending on what you personally prefer. I'm again going to pin this to keep it in place, but I'm skipping the zipper section so that it's easier. And then all that we're gonna do is basically run another stitch over the left and the right side, as well as the longer side this time. And I did the same on the other side, as you can see, and I opened or unzipped the zipper a little bit so that it's not in place. But of course you do want it zipped up when you're doing this section, just so everything is looking good and straight. And that way you won't be able to basically pull out the zipper afterwards, which is not what we want. Okay, so now we're done, and you can see what this looks like. So the zipper section is done, and now we can get to the side pieces of fabric that basically go around the zipper. So that's our next step, and we're just aligning here. And we're again aligning it so that it's pretty side on pretty side, so looking away from us, and the zipper should be on top of your piece of fabric. So the one edge, of course. So of course I'm doing here, I'm working with leather, so I'm working with a leather needle as well. If you don't have some, then just make sure that you're doing this slowly and carefully. If your fabric is too thick, it might be a bit tricky. Okay, so I finished this first stitch and you can see what it looks like. So when we turn it inside out, I wanted it as close as possible to the zipper, so that's why you see it as narrow as it is. You can of course make this differently, but I just wanted it in this style. I think it looks a lot nicer this way because the color matches more nicely this way, but you can do this any way you like. So now let's put this to the side and do the other side. Okay, so we're unzipping again and we're basically repeating the entire step with the other side. So this time we're doing it a little bit further away from the zipper, so try to do it the same way, but not across or over the teeth here, so the plastic part, because that's going to be really tricky to do and it's going to mess up the stitch. So yeah, a little bit of space and basically do the same as we just did. Okay, so now we're done and we're basically gonna connect this into a ring or a tunnel shape, as you like, with the other piece that basically builds the circumference of our bag or our circle. So we're just connecting the one end and the other as well. And yeah, before you do that, you do want your D-ring pieces, the ones we didn't finish, and you're just aligning them here on the inside, and that we're doing this on purpose because we're turning it inside out later. And then when you do this, just check if everything is looking nicely and being in place. Okay, so we have here the two side pieces, or everything but the main piece. So now we're going to do the main piece. I already did the pocket here, so you can see what that looks like. It was really simple, just to stitch across to keep it in place. And now what we need to do is unzip the zipper on here. Zip it up, just check if everything is looking good, if it's working. And then we want to connect this with the front of our bag. So this might be a bit challenging, but take your time. Make sure that you think about where your pocket is when you're connecting this. Of course, when you're aligning it, you do want your pocket to be in the right orientation with the zipper. So if you don't have a pocket, you of course don't have to use that or don't have to worry about that, but you can just align the pocket with everything else. So since this is leather, I'm not punching through it, and I'm just using clothespins to keep everything in place, and this works great as well and doesn't leave any holes in the leather itself. And then just take your time, go all around and basically align everything. Okay, so now that we finished the front, basically all we need to do is finish the back. But in order to do that, we're first gonna unzip the zipper a little bit so that it's easier to turn inside out later. Then we're basically gonna turn it the wrong way around for now. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the back, which is basically just take the back side, the back circle, put it pretty side on pretty side, so looking away from you. And again, just align all the sides so that you can stitch them up nicely. Okay, so I turned it inside out again, and yeah, I'm just checking if all the corners are looking nice. I'm just kind of pushing them out, and you can already see the shape that we have on here. So we're pretty much done already, so we're just checking if everything is looking good. We already have the D-rings on here, and we're just supposed to connect our handle or our strap, of course. Okay, good. Now we have officially finished our back for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to let me know in the comment section what you think. If you like the project, of course, you can post comments below the video if you have wishes for future projects as well. If you have recommendations for this particular project for me and for others, feel free to post those as well. So if you want to stay connected with us and subscribe to all of our other videos, click on the subscribe button and then you have it. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!